Hey everybody, thank you guys for checking out this video. In a minute, I'll be showing you guys a car I traded for the 1996 Cobra that you saw me working on my last video. First though, I have to say thanks to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I'm finally at 500 subscribers. That's a number I thought I'd never get to, and honestly, it makes me feel pretty happy. It makes me want to make more content for you guys to watch. I also want to say thanks to Mark's channel, 91 Mustang LX. He basically shared one of my videos to his viewers, and that gave me the push I needed to reach the 500 milestone. So I'll be including a link to his channel on the description of this video in case you haven't seen it. He has a ton of Foxbody content that you guys might enjoy, so check it out and subscribe to his channel. Okay guys, so enough of this, let's go check out the car.
Alright guys, so this is about where my last video ended, and like I said, if you have a quick eye, you already saw this car and you already know that I traded the Mystique for another Foxbody. All right, so I'm gonna take a quick walk around this car and then I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what it is. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about it. So the car itself, at first I was confused. At first I thought it was a 1987. This is actually a 1988. It was made on November 1987, but the year model is actually a 1988. So this car is a factory T-top car, factory V8. So it's a GT, as you can see. All right, so let's talk about the factory options. Originally, this car was scarlet red with a titanium gray side skirts. So the molding was basically a two-tone. So the top was red and then the bottom was titanium gray. So I was actually there when my friend purchased this car. So it was no longer the original color. Somebody had painted this car. It looked almost like a sunset. So it was like in between orange and red. All right. So we didn't really like that color much. So what he ended up doing is he actually dipped this car. So what you see right now is not actual paint, it's just dip. So that actually peels off. And under this is that orange color that we weren't so fond of. All right. So maybe we should take a look inside. Hello. So inside, as you can see, these are the factory colors. So it's also red inside, scarlet red, I believe. All right. I'm sure there's a good lighting going on. Let me open the other door so more light can come in. Okay, so that's a little bit better. And hopefully you guys can see, although it looks kind of dark on the camera. I'm not sure why, but the interior on this car is fairly complete.
Alright, so the carpet is red. I believe the only piece that was changed was the center console, because it looks like it's been painted black, and under that it looks like a different color. So that doesn't belong there. Of course, the radio, my friend is really into double din setup, so he removed the factory setup and added this, and he added a cup holder as well. And then the seats are in really good shape, as you can see, for a car that's been driven as much as this one has. Alright, the problems start up here. So these are in fair condition. Alright, but as you can see, the actual headliner is missing. I hope you guys can see that because it's really dark. But there's no headliner in this car. So that's gonna be one of the things that I'm definitely gonna try to sort out. And also, another major problem inside is when it rains, water tends to seep through a little bit. So I'm sure maybe like the weather stripping on this car is already past its prime. So yeah, guys, also the windshield, you can see this large crack right there that developed. And this isn't obviously this isn't the factory odometer or gauge setup, because these cars had the 85 mile per hour one. Anyway, you can see some gauges there. Those are all gauges that my friend put in place, because none of this stuff was working. I believe whoever installed the 140 mile per hour cluster probably chose the wrong year. You guys want to see back here? Man, I'm really hoping you guys can see this, because in the lens for the camera, everything's looking really dark. And if you can't see that, I'm really sorry, guys. So, maybe we should check out the engine, right? Alright, so as you guys can probably tell, this is no longer the factory hood. This car has, that might be about a 2-inch cowl hood. So it's a fiberglass setup. And here is the engine. Let me prop the hood up. Alright guys, so this is the setup here. Basically 302. It's got a factory 93 Cobra intake. That's a BBK throttle body intake, an aftermarket MAF unit. I believe that's a CNL. I kind of hate those, by the way. Anyway, there's GT40 heads, some shorty headers, aftermarket H-pipe. You know, your typical 302 setup. Kind of like the same setup that I put on my brother's car. You can see here the color the car was when we picked it up. This is not the factory color, this is the color that they painted it. This here might actually be the factory color, so it's like a deeper red color. But they actually did a fair job when they resprayed it, because everywhere that you can see is that orange color. The door jambs under the hood. Anyway, so this used to be automatic car, and it was converted over to a 5-speed. Whoever put it together did a terrible job of wiring the car and just the swap in general. It seems like whoever put this 302 in was an amateur, and at some point this car caught fire. So some of the wires are toasted and stuff, but it still ran. It still ran up until the day where you know, we did the trade. My friend was daily driving this car, and like I told you guys, so now the engine developed an oiling issue, so I'm pretty sure now it has either a spun rod or something bad. So that is the reason why he traded with me. So yes, this is the car that I got for the Mystique, and to me, in my opinion, this for me was a great trade because I don't know, like I had the Cobra sitting for years and I didn't touch it. It just wouldn't inspire me to do anything, although I had a bunch of stuff to do to it. This car here, it brings back memories for me because my very first car was a 4i, and it had a T-top. It was a 1983. So just the fact of sitting in there and getting that familiar feeling of your first car, the car that made me fall in love with Foxbodies, you know, sitting there getting that feeling back, I think for me that's worth the trade and whatever I have to do to this car, even though I know it's gonna be a lot of work, right? Body wise, the car is pretty straight. You know, there's not a lot of dings or dents besides this fender. What happened here is the same thing that happened to the Cobra. The ball joint gave out at some point, and you know, the tire just wrecks everything when that happens. So tell me what you think, guys. In my opinion, this was a great trade for me personally, but what do you feel you would have done? Would you have gone through and traded that SVT for this? All right. And also, I've got another question for you guys. Maybe you guys could leave a comment. What do you think I should do with it? Would you guys go and attempt a full restoration of this car? Like getting all the red going again, maybe replacing the carpets, figuring out the situation up here with the headliner, and you know, get it back to factory shape? Or would you guys just continue the direction which it seems it was headed? It would seem to be just, you know, a regular fun car to drive, which most Fox bodies are nowadays. But I know when I see this car, for some reason I feel like a restoration isn't out of the question. That is very possible, although it would take a lot more work than just continuing to modify it. Tell me what you think in the comments, guys, and please like and subscribe.